Welcome back. We've got a surprise reveal today. We've got a new Sisters of Battle model, which, to be honest, I was not expecting at all. I thought we'd had all the ones we were going to see in the form of that one Canoness with jump pack that was revealed a few weeks ago. Was it a few weeks? Whenever it was. Not that long ago, to go with the new codex, etc. The usual pattern of releases for Games Workshop. You get your book, you get your one extra character, and that's normally your lot. But no, there is something new, something different, something that is frankly so much more interesting and fun looking than said Canoness with jump pack, because this is Celestian Sacresant Aveline. Aveline? I'm not sure which way around it is. Either way, this is a quality model. Now, she is a character in a new Black Library book, Demon Breaker. She's the protagonist, funnily enough. You probably could have guessed that just from context clues. And it's going to be set during Abaddon's 13th Black Crusade, which means that the whole Demon Breaker thing is probably going to turn out to be really quite important. But the main thing, plot aside, is this looks fantastic. This is a really, really nice model. It is quite busy, say straight off the bat. It is kind of busy, there's a lot going on. But, I mean, for a Sisters of Battle, character, would you expect it to be particularly plain? There's quite a bit going on with that model range as it is anyway. And with this, I feel like the balance is okay. The balance is alright. You've got what looks like an Inferno pistol and shield in one hand, which is fantastic. And you have a big, fiery power sword. And the fire is in the shape of a fleur-de-lis, because of course it is. What else would it be in the shape of? Normal flames? Get out of here. The interesting thing with the sword is that it does look like there's a bit of some sort of inferno thing going on with it as well. Like there's a little flamer thing that comes out of the hilt, which is super interesting. Or out of the crossguard? The hilt, the crossguard? You know which bit I mean. The bit that's got the bit sticking out of it. That bit. I do quite like that kind of sculpted on fiery detail. It is quite fun. And the fact that she's looking up at it, the pose makes it work a lot better, I think. It very much reads as something that she's just activated. And is like, look upon my fiery sword, what is about to stab you in the face. The armour is quite ornate, but then again, it is Sisters of Battle. There's a little bit of extra stuff going on around the greaves, the shins, the sort of knee area as well. I do like the cloth at the front, that kind of fleur-de-lis thing going on, then you got all the sort of filigree around it. I like that a lot. It's a lot of extra detail, but again, it's stuff that we see on that range a lot anyway, so it doesn't feel all that egregious. It's not like something totally different, it's just slightly more ornate than the rest of, a group of warriors who are, by their nature, quite ornate anyway. We've got a big rose motif thing going on behind the helmet, which makes sense because she's from the Order of the Sacred Rose. You can see it coming. That I'm kind of going back and forth on. I don't mind it, but I don't love it either. It's fine, it's okay. I actually think I'd like it more if the helmet didn't have a bit of extra decoration too. The helmet having that kind of sticky up bit with another rose on it, it doubles it up and it doesn't really need the doubling up, and if anything I'd suggest the helmet kind of obscures the rose itself. So, I mean, if you wanted to use a helmet rather than a bare head, because I think there is a bare head option, I would suggest just using a plain helmet. I think the rest of the armour is so ornate and there's so much more going on, and with the way that the model's been posed, standing on any sort of bloodthirster's head, now that would be an impressive character, right? Standing on the head of a bloodthirster, good lord, a bloodletter's head. I feel like you don't necessarily need the extra detail on that helmet. It just is... It's a bit much for no real reason when everything else is kind of done the way it is. But, that's just me. It's always nice to see some creepy cherubs. Nice to see those. They are horrific every time they show up in any given context because actual babies with genetically altered wings and implants and stuff plugged into them. All weird and creepy. Especially the lad that has got a skull for a face. Although actually the other baby does have a speaker system, it looks like, implanted over the mouth of one of the... Just all round, not on. Just not on. I like the big long lines of trading parchment. I'm a sucker for some long trading parchment, so that's good. I like that. It could be argued that there is the mother of all tactical rocks right there that she's standing on, but it's very much like reading as a display piece more than anything else. I'm going to go ahead and guess that any rules that might come along for this character will immediately end up in Legends and be therefore completely irrelevant. Anyway, but if you were going to use this as some sort of basis for converting your own canoness or whatever, that would obviously work super well. Might want to tone down the base size and the overall height of it in that specific case, but you know what? As a display piece, it does look really good. We do have some nice alternate angles as well. We can see one of the one of the little cherubs even more in close detail, which, sure, okay. The shield is fantastic. I really like the shield. There is a lot going on with it, but I don't know. I think that looks really, really cool. It feels very thematic. I just like the whole artwork aspect they've gone with there. The serpent, like, wrapped round with like rose thorns, and then having the actual halo of the saint on the shield being a rose itself. It's cool. There's some cool imagery right there. There is a hooded head option. That's quite a good head as well. That looks alright. Looks like we've only got one eye going on, which is hardcore, badass, like that a lot. The extra bits of details with like the kind of vines slash what are they called? What is the actual, like, is there a word for the kind of stems of roses, the bits that kind of curl round and stuff? I know it is kind of the stem, the stalk, I don't know. But that sort of look, I do like that. It's a nice bit of extra detail on the power pack, but it's not massively over the top. And actually, the rear view of that rose sticking out of the power pack, I don't know, that sort of adds context to the front in a weird way. That's making me like it more, but I couldn't really tell you why. Of course, despite the extra gilding and, you know, miscellaneous fancy nonsense going on, still, obviously, a warrior, still a functional fighter, so you have got a couple of nade options hanging off the belt there, like that. Oh, I keep coming back to that shield. I really like that shield. That's fun. That's a really fun thing they've done there. That's pretty cool. I did for a second wonder why there was some sort of weird cloth, like, attached to the bottom of it, and then I realised that no, that's the Bloodletter's head, so it's just the way that the model's posed. I was like, what is that choice there? Oh, no, it's the head of the thing she's murdered. Yes, okay, that makes more sense, doesn't it? I still really like the shape of those shields as well, by the way. I like those a lot. It's a good shield. Well, I mean, that's not the right phrase to use. I don't necessarily know that it's a good shield, but it's a fun shield to look at. Overall, that is quite a nice model. That is quite nice. I have to admit, a little part of me is wondering why they didn't show this off before when they did the big preview, because I feel like this is getting a much better reception than the Jump Pack Canoness that they did. And this is, like, visually, it feels like there's a lot more going on. It feels like a bigger deal in a way. So, an interesting choice to be sure. But, yeah, I really like this. This looks pretty damn good. Let me know what you think of this, lass, in the comments down below. In the meantime, feel free to click all the things. You know the drill, Patreon members, all that stuff. Click the things. If you click them, it helps. That's pretty much it. Thank you very much for watching. I'll see you for the next one.